Hello, this is Carol at mysitewizard.org. Today's tutorial is responding to a question about how to change the length of web pages. First of all, there's some considerations, and I have placed those at tinyurl.com. That's tinyurl.com/mpwswk. We're going to look at some of the tools that are available for you to make these changes, and all the way along for you to consider whether you want this applied to one page, the one that you're working on, or whether you want the change of length applied to all of your web pages. So let's look at some tools. Firstly, let's make sure we're on the same page. In the upper left-hand corner, you can see Advanced View. If you see Basic View, click on it and follow the directions to get to Advanced View. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to go to a blank page and we'll start from there. Now we're on our blank page, and to start this off we're going to actually add a text box. This is a quick place to go, the large A, and here is our text box. And if we look at the editor box here, you can see at height it's actually at 100 pixels. Now there's a funny little dance that goes on here between the height of the text box and the overall height of that web page that it's sitting on. So we'll go back and forth on that. Now I've already uploaded or copied some text, and I'm going to put it in here. Here we go. And you can see in my editor box how the actual height has changed to 2006 pixels. That's the length of it. There's two events that you may find yourself in if you put a long text such as what I've put in. So we're going to scroll down to the bottom of this page and see how much is actually included. Now you can see it's actually cut off at 1920, and that's all we see. Now I'm going to show you another representation because you might meet this. In this case, you might go, what do I do? How do people see the rest of the text? Alternatively, your actual box might be only 250 pixels. If that's the case, then what you'll see is at the lower left-hand side, you'll see tools to go down and to go up. These will appear to your clients as well. If you click on here, the visitor can go down and go up. Now some people prefer this kind of presentation on their website because they're trying to ensure the same length of page on each of the pages within their website. This is one way that you can do that. I kind of like the idea that if you're going to do this is to put some directions so your client knows what they're going to do. You always have to really work with the lowest common denominator. Don't assume that they understand where the tools are. Help them along. In this case, you might want to put a different color behind that this tools so it pops out a little bit. It's not that strong here. Okay, now we're going to go back down. In the editor box, we're changing the height to where it was. I'm going to click on that. Okay, we've got that going. Now let's go and take a peek at how to edit the page. Keep in your mind the mnemonic edit. We go there on our editor. We go down to page settings. I love this about this site. It asks me if I want to save it, so I'm not going to lose anything here. And now we're looking at our page settings. I'm going down to length. Now no wonder I couldn't see that particular download I put in there, which was 2003 pixels, because my page only has a length of 600. So I know I've got to make it longer. Now I can either go down here and click on one of these, or I can choose Custom and now enter the actual number that you think will cover that whole page length. I'm using 210. Don't get worried about it. You know what you do is you sort of dance between these two places and figure it out. 2100 is great. Then you choose whether you want to apply it to all pages. It's better to just stick with the one page until you're absolutely sure. Click on OK. Now let's see whether or not those settings cover the whole page. Go down and down and down. Almost, but not quite. So we're going to go back to the edit box. At edit, I'm going to quickly go down to page settings, page length. I'm going to take this up to 2200. I'm applying it to a single page. And now let's locate whether it's included all of that, and it has. Now over here, if my control panel, my up and down buttons were appearing, I would know that I actually have more length to get on this one page. Now that's pretty easy, isn't it? So let's just look at what we've done. Summary. I've spoken to you about other considerations and where to get more information about that. We've looked at the tools that are required, both from a text box look as well as from the actual page tools that are required to make the length. We've also considered whether you want to apply those changes to all pages or just to individual pages. And again, I'm going to mention that tutorial where you can look at the considerations. It's at tinyurl, tinyurl.com/mpwswk. And another resource is going to be a step-by-step documentation of this video, and that will be in a doc format. Give me about a week for that to be finished, and come back and join us again. Thanks for visiting mysitewizard.org tutorials for beginners. Have fun.